Hello, I'm saying welcome to Thea the Awakening. So this is going to be episode 0, and we're going to go through how I'm going to set up the game, but also I'm going to mention a few caveats. I love this game. Played it about 6 years ago for over 100 hours. Got most of the achievements. I think I'm only missing a few. One of them was like to get all the powers of all the gods. A hidden one, and then finish in under 100. So I've beaten this on the easiest or the hardest settings, I should say. However, it has been 6 years and I can't remember much. So we're going to create a custom game. This one I'm probably not going to put as difficult, but we're going to choose customization, customize, because there's just things that I would like to set up. Now, world size. I want to say the larger the world, the more you have to travel, which makes it more difficult. That's why the bigger it is, the more percentage of difficulty goes up. Which one do we normally do? Truthia controls how fast more difficult challenges show up. I think I don't want to do that one right away. Controls gathering, crafting, and research difficulty. Challenges difficulty, experience, warlord. Deity. I think we might just put his normal set out anyways. I think we can make it a little bit more aggressive. Starting villagers. Yeah, that's fine. We can use that as some difficulty as well. This final score multiplier, what it does is at the end you get a score and it uses that, I believe, and that determines how many points you get for the god. So yeah, I think when I was playing at 310% difficulty, I believe, I want to say that it almost got you all of the gods points over here. You can see it kind of in the background. Or if not, it was very close to. So, but this is like my first game back, so I don't really want to push it too hard until I remember. I remember if you know how to use the cards, then we'll bump this up to almost max to quickly go through the god's powers. Because if you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy. Except for ring at the beginning. I find most games, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, the biggest challenge is surviving the first few fights until you get a bit more experience. I don't think we need any reshuffles. I'm not going to do any reshuffles. I do want to put this up a bit so we can get more of the score multiplier. Saves, enable or disable the option to manually save your game. Enable or disable the option to manually save your game. Autosaves are on regardless of this setting. Are they just worried about saves coming? My only problem here is if I want to end, I'm assuming I can just save and quit, so I'm going to turn that on for now. Realism. Gathering is reduced to 1. Yeah, that is a big jump. Okay, so I think this, one of the things, yeah, I rarely use realism. I remember when I did the hardest one I did, but the problem here is the gathering portion. That's the part that I find really hard, because it limits how much you can gather. So like if you the way you'll kind of see it more in the game, but just think of it as turning on realism limits how much your max gathering is, whereas if you have this on easy, you can actually gather a ton of materials. Like it wraps around. So you'll see that more in the game. So I usually always play this on easy, just because like if I've geared up my guys to actually be able to gather. I want them to gather huge amounts at once. It is kind of a pain when you're limited. Group limits. What is this again? When on, the amount of cards actively will be limited. All cards above the threshold will be put on the discard pile. I can't even remember what this does. When on, the amount of cards actively participating in a challenge will be limited. All cards above the threshold. I kind of want to just... So I will say, if this means how many are in our group, I don't ever think we'll have 16 people. I don't ever remember having that many people in one group. Let's leave it. We'll do it at 16. I don't know if that'll make more sense to me later, but we'll do it at 16. When I remember playing this, I don't even remember having a group of 12. Let's leave it at 16. Bloodbath. What does this do? When on, wounds from fights can exceed a character's health. Okay, so I think that just means they can die, right? Yeah, I think we can put that on. It's like a big boost. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah, 185. That would be a nice... That would be nice. And like I said, I'm hoping I can do this like before, because I remember there being a trick to it where you can actually set up all your cards so you can really minimize the amount of damage you take. And a lot of turns, you just kill them before they can even damage you. So if I learn that, if I can get back into the group quick enough, this shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like this for now. See how bad it goes. See if I can actually remember how to play this game. Okay. Yeah. We only have one god so far. Village focus is warriors. Gatherers, craftsmen. Oh man, I can't even remember what I used before. Craftsman might be good, but I think we'll stick with warriors for our first game and see how that goes. One of the other things I'm gonna have problems with is remembering how to actually craft goods. I remember I remember it's gonna be so we'll see. Anyways, this is how we're gonna start it. Let's jump in and then we'll probably stop there for this episode.
Thea is awakened. Welcome. No time to waste. You are a deity of the High Pantheon, and you must help your worshippers survive the darkness. So what now, you ask? You are divine, yes, but you have little power, and so you will know the world through your people's eyes. This means sometimes you will encounter your own divine messengers, and maybe even face your own avatars. Weird, I know. Your first mission is to survive. Every critter is trying to make sure you stay down. So get food and craft better equipment to protect yourselves. You will guide your people to victory, either by sheer survival and progress, or by solving the cosmic tree's mystery.
Okay, so we have what's this, who's talked to me, and what did you mean looking through people's eyes? Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, start the tutorial.
I am but a messenger. Theodore, you can call me, but let us focus on you. Thea is a broken land. The underworld is shut, and the undead roam the earth, and creatures of darkness that ruled for a century want you dead.
Okay, so I need to improve our village and people. So how do I get started?
First, go and explore your village. Check the inventory to see your stocks and set people to gather food and fuel, like wood. Without food, people will starve, and without fuel, they will not craft or even heal, so these are really important.
Okay, gather food and fuel at the village. Anything else?
Yes, once you've visited your village, check out the people standing outside, the exploring party. Select your party and send them to me. I will wait for your people outside the village. I have marked your people's map with a big blue question mark so they will see where I am. Oh, and if you ever forget what your current task is, just check out your logbook.
All right, so check out my village and people first, and then send them your way. Let's begin. Enter the minds and bodies of your worshippers and begin the adventure. Um, okay. Can I actually view my village? Okay, so this is kind of coming back to me a bit. Um, so a few things we should say, like the tutorial part isn't that big a deal. I think we literally have to go and visit this guy. There's a couple things we have to do. It's not that big a deal. And it won't really do that much to us. The other thing is this, when I first started playing this, I thought this was like a 4X, and it is kind of a 4X, but not the traditional 4X that I was used to. So at first I kind of, I think I kind of stopped playing because of that. Um, what I mean by that is, and this is why I was saying like, I don't think our group will ever get that big, but essentially this is one of our people. From what I remember, you have like people in your village to protect the village from any wandering monsters. And then you have one, maybe two groups that are out exploring the world as is. And outside of that, that's it. It's not like you're conquering the map and building more villages. We're not building any more villages. This is our village, and that's all there is to it. I think we can, but I don't really remember. I remember expanding the village, I think. And that's about it. So essentially, as our one group, we're going to go around, we're going to collect, we're going to defeat monsters, and we're going to bring those goods back to our hometown. And in our hometown, our people are going to protect the village. They're going to grab enough food and basically survive. Food is very important. Gear is very important. And when we bring back those crafting materials, we're also going to be crafting things to make us just better. So yeah, it's a very, I like this take on the 4X genre, and while I didn't like it at first, it grew on me. And as I said, like this is probably one of my more played 4X games. I also have Thea 2, which is why I want to finish this one, and then I'll probably move on to Thea 2 as well. So anyways, let's start reading. We'll finish off reading this, and then I'm just going to leave it here as episode 0. So yeah, let's learn the basics of the map. Navigation first. Yeah, easy. Mouse, yeah. We can select that. Press and hold over a hex you want to go to. Equipment. This is going to be very important, and we'll be looking at that at some point. Press and hold over a hex you want to go to. I'm not going to do that now. Now I'll help you set up your village tasks. Click on that to select your village. Click again to select the magnifying to open management. This. Okay, in any case, I'm going to leave it right here, and we will continue on actually playing in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.